Head up.
Yep.
We'll call meeting to order. Roll call.
Okay, Mayor Westergaard.
Yep.
Holtman.
Here.
Cleveland.
Here.
Reese.
Here.
Huss.
Here.
Stankin.
Yep.
Okay. No public forum. Consent agenda. Additions, corrections.
Just that both the fence pit and permit and the building permit are signed.
Motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Stankin.
Yes.
Huss.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Waltman.
Yes.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing on the proposed amendment to the budget.
Okay.
Input.
No, these are the same information that we went over at the last council meeting. The reason for the amendments are on page 4. If anybody had any questions.
If not, we'll close the public hearing. Resolution 1511. City Budget Amendment Certificate Resolution. We have a motion on 1511.
I'll make it.
Second.
I'll second.
Go ahead, sir.
No, excuse me.
No, it's fine.
Roll call.
Okay, Stankin.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Waltman.
Yes.
Huss.
Yes.
And now we open the public hearing on the plan specs form contract for the water tower. No public input.
So
No,
you-
but, yeah, I guess we'd received no comments on the plans or specs or anything. Everything was fine and the bids ended up being good.
So you checked the guys out and kinda, or
Yeah.
somewhat?
Yes, I sure did.
Okay.
But I guess for the public hearing, I got
We'll
none.
close the public hearing.
Now, let's take a look at those quotes.
Just on the water tower,
Yep, on the water tower. It's on page 6.
there's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, number 3, utility service, they just gave a courtesy bid, you know, basically. Which was kind of surprising. We dealt with them more than anything else, but they're way out of whack. The other ones are kind of in general alignment. Low bid, however, does look to be this K&W Coatings, and they're out of Elkader, Iowa. Been in business many years, couple decades from what I can understand. Called around and did some checking on them with a couple other communities, and they've worked for West Central and had good report from West Central Rural Water. Do a lot of work with DGR engineers and good reports there. The Tnemec paint representative knew them real well too and had good things to say about them. Everything generally is looking real positive about them. So it came up with nothing to have any red flags on that at all. So really, they are a extremely good bid in that regard. The price is great.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just talk about that on K&W a little bit, that their total bid on the base bid is $134,600. The difference there being that interior dry part, and that's you kind of describe it as the top part of the column, underneath the bowl. Okay, it's the dry part of it underneath. No water's ever in this, but the water tank itself sweats all the time, and consequently there's a lot of rust in that area. And that's why we were considering this alternative, which would be an insulative coating that the Tnemec paint rep was really suggesting that we could use. And we did a little bit of checking on that too and had good reports on this insulative coating. But the cost estimate on that was around $20,000. Okay, and the bid came in at $42,000. Talked with Stan from K&W about that. You know, they have never done this and had, you know, some concerns about the application, and Stan did not speak highly of trying this application. I'd still be interested in trying the application, but not at that cost. You know, it's just a lot of money.
There's got to be other stuff out there.
Well, that coating hasn't been out long enough to even be proven yet, has it?
It's been out for a while, but like the one Lon checked on wasn't a water tower application. It was like in the well or something like
It was
that.
in a water treatment plant. he had good luck with it, but personally, for $42,000, I wouldn't do it either. I just say the $40,000, and if we gotta paint it in 15 years, we'd go back and paint it 15 years again.
Right.
So, you know, the interior of the water tower, he said would last 50 years, except for the bottom of that bowl. You know, and that's probably the worst thing in the water tower is the bottom of that bowl. But it's 30 years, so.
So if you only had to do that, it wouldn't be so bad to redo it if you had to.
Well, that's what I'm thinking down the road, maybe if we had to just repaint the bowl, that might be you know, just have them come in and sandblast that bowl and paint the bottom of that bowl, you know, in 20 years again if we need it.
So you probably wouldn't even have to drain it with it.
Yeah, we gotta drain it. Yeah,
I mean, to paint it, you would have.
yeah, it's gonna be drained.
But if
when
it
we paint it.
only that part had to be done, would it have to?
Oh, yeah, probably,
I
because
suppose,
it'll be
moisture.
sweat, so, yeah.
You don't think that spray foam would stick to it?
What kind of spray foam?
Like
The
they
stuff we're talking about here,
No,
just a spray foam?
Like
Nah,
what Beckman and
Not for 50 years. I mean,
Like they put on roofs?
yeah,
Mm.
I wouldn't recommend that, I don't think.
But there's a lifetime warranty on it.
Yeah, but
You know.
I don't know about that kind of
I
application.
know.
they have that black, it's kinda like that ice stuff that they put on the roof,
Yeah,
that's sticky.
yeah,
Would that stick and hold? If you got it dry?
I don't know, I mean,
It seems like there's so much other stuff out
you
there.
know, this Tenemic
You're talking
paint that.
paint, it's pretty thin. I don't know
Well,
how
this would be about 1/8 of an inch thick.
An eighth of an inch.
Yeah, but for $40,000, I just think I'd paint it, guys. I mean, it's worked for 30 years
That's
this
what I'm gonna
way.
say, we got 30 years in it now.
Right, and it's bad though, Jerry, I
Yeah.
will say, it should have been done 10 years ago.
Probably, but
But if
still,
we get 20 years out of it, and we can just get by maybe coming in and doing some touch-up work in 20 years, and then maybe painting the bottom of that if it needs it again, that might be the way to go. I mean, I
didn't
hate to
realize
steer
you
you
had
wrong here, but for $40,000, I would do it if I was in your chair.
I didn't realize you had that much room underneath that tank to work. You
Yeah.
walk around there.
Yeah, there's a catwalk up there. Not that I'm gonna go on, but.
I was gonna say, take pictures and send them to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
thanks.
there you go. I'm with you, Kenny.
Well, I'm not going up there either, I can tell you that.
So do we need a motion on,
Accepting a low bid?
Yeah,
of,
what we'll do is, you know, if we want to award bid tonight, which I'd suggest everything's in order, go ahead and award the bid, then we'll work with the contractor to get him the contract and get his bonds in order. He's got to have his bonds before we can approve the contract, and the contract will come back to the council then.
So what did we have, but like, what was it, 170,000?
172 we have in
Yeah,
the budget.
Okay,
Well, that's
so if
pretty
you
good.
took 40,000 off that, that's pretty,
It's,
it's a good chunk.
I'm very happy with the bid, it's
Yeah.
great.
I got one question though, if we could talk to this guy and get it done for 20,000, would you be interested in doing that? If we could talk to the Tenemic guy, have him talk to him, say, you know, there's no big thing to applicate in this, would you be interested at that price? Because we might be able to talk to this guy, because he was scared of it, I mean,
I'd sooner have someone do it for 20,000 that knew what they were doing.
well, yeah, I think it goes on just like spraying paint, yeah, the way it sounded to me. So, but, like I say, you guys decide from there, I mean,
Does it take a special equipment though, like, I mean,
I can't tell you, Kenny.
yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, if
Yeah,
it's,
he may have to buy $30,000 worth of equipment. so-
that's my,
Yeah,
and I guess, I'm kinda on the fringe that I don't wanna be somebody's test dummy.
yeah.
well, we kinda are with the stuff, you know,
Yeah,
if we
we are,
decide
yeah.
to do it. But I think, you know, along with Lon's original suggestion, you know, is saving the 42,000 if we have to do it again in 20 years. I'm kinda leaning towards just doing 134.6 and doing that
I
part
agree.
instead of
There's-
spending.
We can do it that way, and then as in 10 years, whether
you
they
know, you
come
can
up
always
with
have them
something.
come back and come,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
rebid it.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
know what the stuff they got out there now with some time on it too, then we got an
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
to see.
Right, if
see
it
what-
works or not.
See if it works or not, so.
You know, what does happen is every few years, 4 or 5 years, We have to clean the tank, we gotta clean the exterior sometimes, but you gotta clean the interior. So people are up there looking at it. And we'll get reports off of that
Yeah.
too. So, you know, if things don't wear as well as what you think, you know, we'll know about it within a few years.
Makes sense.
So Dave, your motion to accept? low bid?
Accept the low bid of 134,600.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Okay, Waltman,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I did it, just that I asked them about scheduling too, and they would look to do that this fall. We gave them the choice would be either this fall or next spring, and that they were looking at this fall.
So it will be color, the same way?
Colors that we talked about.
Is that-
That's what we talked about, that we are repainting the column too, so the column and about the bottom quarter of the tank up to that drip line
Yep.
gets painted that navy blue.
Dark
Okay.
blue, yeah. So it shouldn't show as bad anyway.
And so it'll be a lifestyle, not a lifeboat or whatever?
No,
We don't want them to misspell it, you know? Let's make that real clear.
there is no change to the logo.
Okay, all right.
No
that's
change
what-
to the logo.
Okay, well, you know, they misspelled that. Where'd they misspell the?
Shaler.
Shaler, yeah, so don't want it to be a lifeboat, not instead of a lifestyle. Okay, all right, got that clear. So
Yeah, we
it's
got-
on record that we want it that way.
Okay, we got two quotes on the mini golf carpet.
Yeah, 1 second. Yep, so Jerry quoted this, and this other quote's from Tri-State Flooring. You can see the prices there at 18.2 versus 19.8. We did budget $20,000 for this. This would have us replacing 13 holes of mini golf. Okay, we went down and inventoried things more at the end of last year, and this is about what happened last time. We replaced one year and then replaced several holes the next year too. So we didn't replace them at all together last time either. So it'd be 13 holes this year. Proposed that we would only have 2 or 3 of them tore up at a time, and continue to have the course open. People want to play their full 19 holes, they can replay a hole or two.
How long?
Last time we tried to get it done before Memorial Day and there was no problem, but this year we're running late, so.
How long does it take once you start?
Depends on, each one of them is different. I mean, there's some of them that are just a straight, that one or two of those holes are just straight. I mean, you can get them done in a half a day.
I like them, though.
You can get them done in half a day. But the ones that are, they're curvy and wavy and all that, they're kind of tricky, but you can usually knock out at least 2, if not 3 in a day, depending on the prep work. I mean, taking it off the concrete, it's got to be clean and sealed and everything else, but depends on the moisture, how fast the glue sets up, you know. And the seaming, how much seaming there is per hole, you know. Some of them take, I would say, Dave, at least 2 a day, you know, but I wouldn't tear them any more than 2 in a day, you know.
Yeah.
So-
City staff would be responsible for tear out, and
Well,
then the
we're-
contractor puts back
The
in.
way I bet it though is with our assistant, so I mean, because they can do the rough tear out, but the final prep has gotta, it's gotta be cleaned.
Sure.
Otherwise it won't stick. Because that, a lot of it depends on the moisture and even like this weekend having it rain, even though it's dry today, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta wait till it's moisture content in the concrete, so.
Kinda like painting.
Yeah, it is.
Put it on too
Otherwise,
soon.
otherwise it ain't gonna stick for you, so. So,
And that's gotta be done. I'll make a motion, we take the low bid.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Okay, Waltman,
Yes.
Stankin,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Yes.
Huss.
abstain.
Okay, sip and sample. It's gonna be a big one if the weather's good.
Yeah, God, everything's coming together really nice for it. They have something like 40 vendors lined up for this.
Wow.
And it is, and of that, I think 6 or 7 wineries. And then they have all these other types of,
Where are they coming from?
they're all just, boy, I don't know, but they're, whether they're handbag dealers or whether they're some sort of a food dealer, or whether they're just crafts of any different types, you know.
We're
it's-
gonna have to have more room than just Main Street, or?
No, I don't think so. It will fill the 2 blocks, fill it up pretty good, but, it should be fine.
That's awesome.
Getting bigger all the time.
And
Maybe
that's
pretty
much.
soon we'll have to take a whole
June,
block.
Maybe we won't be able to walk
June
down the
6th,
block
yep.
and back and make it home.
That,
yeah.
this does have like six wineries or whatever, but does have also a couple of beer samples, and has a distillery coming. The Missouri River Distillery or something is coming. So we, community club, will have a liquor license, not just a wine permit or a beer. It's a liquor license, and in order to get that, they got to have dram shop. So they have dram shop for the event, and as the license holder, the community club is the entity that sells everything. That's why they have that center tent down there. And so everything, all the bottles of wine end up going out of that center tent, other than the ones Teresa sells. Teresa sells those directly as a permitted business.
Who kind of puts this on, like Teresa?
Community club.
Community club.
Community club
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Amanda Brotherton
Brothers.
Bangford.
She had a baby
And
today.
yeah, she had a girl, huh?
Oh, did she?
And Gina Schlepp.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot to do with that, and they've come up with a lot of these vendors, and they have another committee that helps out, and coming together really nice.
Community club, there was 25 people here at that last community club meeting, so
They do a
they're
nice
doing
job.
well.
Yeah, they do a nice job, they really do.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
We're lucky to
Finally
have.
got it going. Used to couldn't get 5 to a meeting.
Well, if there's a lot of controversy, people will come to see what you're gonna do next.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't even know about that
Kinda
either.
like
That's
the
just some
council
good stuff. But,
No.
I don't think we need all that
25
trouble all
bucks.
the time.
Huh?
Is it $25 to be?
Used to be
Yeah, 25 bucks to
dinner
be an
and
associate.
drinks When I first
Yeah.
came to town,
Mhm.
I went to those all the time.
so we'd ask to approve the liquor license, and then also there's some street closures. It runs from 2 till 5:30 on Main Street here, and we would close Main Street and ask for use of City Hall restrooms, the front yard of City Hall, 12 picnic tables and garbage cans, and to have city staff transport them.
We don't need a motion on each and every one of them, do we?
If you can just lump it all together, that'd be great.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Thank you.
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Yes.
Wolfman.
Yes.
Okay, electric arc flash study.
Okay, Sparky, you're up.
Oh boy, here we go again. He's bringing his chair. We're gonna be here a while.
One smells like diesel fuel, so I'm coming up here.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was coming from, but I couldn't decipher it was from Gus or him.
I didn't
My eyes are watering.
Reefer takes.
I didn't do much outside, I guarantee you that. Too cold.
So Bill, what is this? Is this kind of a way for the government to make money, or?
It's, the National Electric Safety Code is the one who came up with it, then OSHA kept pushing it back, and then they finally adopted it. And it was supposed to start January, the 1st of January, then it was supposed to start like March, and now, I can't remember, September, or no, it was March. They're not gonna start penalties till this fall.
Oleg's gotta do it too.
Everybody.
How do they?
You don't even have to be electric utility, like the tile plant, they do it, Hallett's.
Well, they gotta go through all that stuff too.
Yep.
This would be a
Whenever,
nightmare for 'em.
oh yeah, whenever like, the Vogel Popcorn put a new panel in, they had to get their transforming size and do their art flash study and everything, yeah.
I'm sure WIE does.
Oh
I
yeah,
know, we
oh
went through
yeah,
that when I was up there.
yep, yep. It's everybody, every utility.
Now, do they have classes, or do you just have to go out with them when they come here?
But our engineer,
Yeah.
he's gonna give us a form, he's gonna meet with us one time to implement it. And then they're gonna tell us what we have to wear at each different site we work at. And then they calculate how much energy is at each different site on our system, which includes the water plant and sewer plant and lift stations. The worst of it's a substation. You have to wear the full bibs and the coats and the shields and.
That's quite interesting though. When I worked for WIE over here, our AEG was in, you know, the deal for that then, and we all had to go to, the new people always had to go to Ames for the safety course for a week. You know, that's quite a deal.
I would think, everything's different, I suppose, but these substations and that, I think they'd be pretty much the same.
It's all driven by your insurance companies.
And
That's what it is.
everywhere you work, it's a different load and different potentials leading to what you have to wear is what it comes to.
So how many different outfits we're gonna have to buy?
I don't know. I'll guarantee the substation's gonna be one of them.
But it's another case, we have no choice.
No, not in this deal.
We're just mandated to do it.
We're kind of on the tail end of it too, you know. Like you said, the Western Iowa Edge, they've been doing it for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah. Well, that's been several years since I worked with them.
All the RECs, you notice all the guys have got their uniforms on.
But they showed some of that without, you know, before they went into, where they wore the stuff, you know, the proper clothes. I mean, they look like a crispy critter, you know, that don't take long.
So what are you, when does the engineering company come to go through all these steps with you then?
My part is I have to go through all the maps and update all of our maps.
Okay.
He said he'd have this done by the end of the year, right, Scott?
End
End of this year.
Oh, okay.
Is when he would be done with his,
Calendar
Is-
year.
of everything, right?
Okay.
End of this calendar year, right?
Yeah.
So we need a motion to
We just have
approve
to enter
this.
into a contract with this guy, that's what we end up doing.
Pardon me?
We just have to enter into a contract
Yeah,
with this guy?
that's it. It's
But
on
you're-
page, it
how
starts on
often do
page
you have to
7.
do this?
The last time we did this was in 1993.
But I mean,
That wasn't an arc flash study.
No, it was yes, are you on page 9? In 2000, or in 1993, we updated our system. That's when we first started updating our maps. And that's when we changed a bunch of our OCR sizing and fuse sizing and coordination, and that's the last time it actually was performed. But our system seemed like when we gained a big customer, we lost a customer. So our system's pretty much been flatlined for 28 years. But you can see here, you're gonna get, all your maps will be totally updated. The OCRs will be sized. If they aren't sized correctly, we'll resize them correctly. The fusing size will be, if it's not correct, we'll change that. So there's a lot of things going on to get to this, the fault current study.
But it's important too, though, to have the proper,
Oh,
somebody don't get fried, you know.
Sure.
When we had, one person got killed here, we just had our substation reclosures tested the month before. And that all falls back to this engineering. So, I mean, you really have to have it. Is that Kyle Suter, Jerry's with you?
who was it?
Kyle Suter from Alta,
Was he the one down here on the highway?
right by the carp, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the month before, we had just had our substation tested.
But what was it he did?
He was holding the neutral in one of his hands, and he had his other hand on the joystick, and he was tying in the wire, and when he moved over, it hit the top of the cutout. So it went through that arm, out that arm, so.
He had a guy south of town here. that got
East
like-
Bend side, yeah.
He had the ground in his hand, and he cut it like this, And the ground didn't have any place to go but through his body and into the ditch.
Yeah, Scoop told me about that one.
That's right.
But it's really vital to keep your system up to date. For safety's number one.
Yeah. It's just little mistakes like that.
And it gets you right now, you know.
Okay, we're looking for a motion to approve this flash study.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
We
second.
gotta do it right away, or
It takes a long time.
Well, he has to get started on his map.
The first thing I did is I emailed him all of our FEMA ice storm maps, so he's already got that. The next thing he's gonna do is send me back kind of a generic map, and then I will update everything on that. That's the next step. And then they do their thing, and I have to check it and back and forth, and so by the end of the year, that's doing pretty good for us.
it's gonna take a while. I mean, it ain't just gonna happen this middle of summer.
Oh, no, he said, he promised that he'd have it done by the end of the calendar year, so.
Okay, we
This
got a
is
motion
good
and a
for the
second.
town, you know, town, I mean, this stays with you. so.
Roll call.
Okay, Huss,
Yes.
Reese, Cleveland,
Yes.
Yes.
Waltman,
Yes. Oops.
Steinke.
Yes.
Okay, city administrator report.
Just a couple things. We have a draft of a Canadian goose management plan out there, but still want the DNRs reviewing this, and this probably comes to you at the next city council meeting though. And I don't know, it's kind of a chuckle thing, but it involves some hunting, and we need to implement that properly with the public too.
That's right.
I think now would be a good time to go out there with the dip nets and get them little goslings
Boy, I tell you what,
and then we'll eat them.
The DNR would frown on that.
I know,
You're
but
telling
that's
me.
how you get rid of them. Otherwise, they eat them when they come back here.
just pick one up and take him along home, see how that goes.
Start an
Adopt a goose program.
So has the city heard anything from the public about the potential for hunting at all? Has anyone brought that to your attention?
No.
I'm
I don't know
I'm
that
kinda
it-
surprised by that, aren't you?
I would expect that we would hear some stuff
'Cause
on
we've had
that.
that
As
for a couple,
the,
3 times.
not really, from the anti-hunting crowd would be some of them, but especially the neighbors, and
The
maybe
residential.
the neighbors don't know what's going on yet, but,
Well,
Wait,
We
when,
hear the
that-
gunshots.
well, that's true.
well, when we talk about it, when
Totally.
we bring that proposal,
It's
then
been in
we'll,
the paper.
yeah,
Yeah, we've been transparent about this.
Well, we'll talk about that, but yeah, it has some steps about informing the public about what's going on, and I think we should, do a
That shot
formal
will go
public hearing
high
on
enough in the area, it will fall on some houses, maybe.
yeah.
Oh, good. Well, that'd be wonderful.
Ain't gonna hurt anything, but
Yeah.
rattle all you get.
What else we got?
Lon had a couple things on, a couple of public works related things, just to let you know about lift station, street sweeper, pickup truck.
Yeah, we just spent a lot of money on the street sweeper, and now we got, in the frame someplace, there's a line leaking in the frame. I ain't ripping into that. I mean, you gotta take the whole elevator out and everything. So I'm thinking that's going to have to go down to Des Moines. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody today, but, we're looking at a 15-year-old machine. Maybe next couple of years, you might wanna start thinking about replacing that thing.
What does a machine like that cost about?
180,000.
Yeah, 200-ish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
everything's.
Yeah.
Yeah, bargain would
I
have.
think it was
Get to
80,000 when we bought it, now they're 180,000. And then, that lift station that gave us problems out there where we flooded that gal's house, I called and got some prices on a new panel, and he came in right at $10,000 just to put an electric panel in there. So I kinda let it go, and I talked to him the other day, and I said that was too much money, and he came back with the proposal today of a what, Scott, was it around 6,000?
Yeah, 5,700,
Yeah.
plus some
Yeah,
labor.
But I'm still
Quite a bit.
I'm beating on him a little bit yet.
Oh, you
I'm
and
not
I
done
need
yet,
something like
so.
that.
But we are gonna put a panel in there, we gotta do something out there, just, I mean, it's 1974, I think is when it was put in there. Still the original panel, and pumps, as far as that goes, but.
Well, maybe we could look at splitting the street sweeper in 2 years' budgets.
Actually, when we bought that, that's what we did. We actually got into a lease purchase arrangement to do it.
Was that new? No.
That was,
When we bought
yeah,
it was new.
that brand new.
Oh,
Yeah, and I
I
would
was gonna say
actually
that lease deal
buy
ain't
the
all
same kind
bad.
of machine again. It's been a
Yeah.
good machine.
Is that an
Is
Elger
that the one that
or?
was on fire last year?
Yep, yep, but that was leaves, you know, got on the turbo and nothing the fault of the machine or anything.
But, and we put a lot of money into that last year. I'll
Oh,
tell you that,
yeah,
we had it completely rebuilt on that,
I would bet you're gonna spend the same amount of money this time, cause it looks to me like a big, big job.
Well,
I'm thinking if we're in there, we just will replace every hose in that frame.
Well, I think it's probably something.
Half a dozen
Need to
hoses
get
in
an
there.
estimate on it before you.
Well, there's only about one company that works on them,
How
so.
much did we spend on it last time? I can't remember.
$8,500.
Yeah, right at that.
So that might make a lease payment.
Well, yeah, the way we did it before, we just spread it over 3 years and it was,
Right.
yeah.
Zero interest.
I don't think so.
They're
I
not
mean,
like
it's
car
in,
dealers.
it's in good shape, but yet, you know, you're starting to see like hoses are starting to go bad and,
Can you get anything out of it, like trading it in?
oh, I bet they wouldn't give 40,000 for it. You know, somewhere in there, I'd be, you know how that bidding goes? Yeah, you know, it's 190 then, we'll give you a 60, but now it's 200, you know? They're only gonna give you so much, depends what you know. And it's something maybe you could put in that, like, one of them city magazines, cause that's how we ended up with, the first time we bought one, we got it from Algona. But I would not buy our used one.
So,
I mean, that's pretty high maintenance.
so if we, let's say we spend another 8,500 on it, okay, just, so. You think we could possibly get 3 years out of that, so that we
Yep,
could?
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
what my thought is that we sit down and start budgeting then for 3 years down the road. And,
I mean, we put new hydraulic motors on the gutter brooms. The apron and everything inside is brand new. We change the pub room out ourselves all the time. That about about three of them a year. And other than that, you know, everything else we've always fixed ourselves. But, you know, this is just one of them deals where we didn't even know it was leaking. We seen oil on the floor this morning and started looking and it's spraying out of the inside the frame, so.
So then you're looking at another fire possibly if it
Well, yeah, I mean,
could be.
yeah, it could be, but we can't have it that way. I mean, we'd run it out of oil in no time.
Right.
Get her fixed.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give them a buzz once and get them lined up.
Okay,
So what they do, come get that with the trailer?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that'll probably cost us $700 or $800 just to have it hauled down there and back, so.
They're pretty heavy trailer though.
Yeah, they're semi, they're brush semi.
Take 40 to drive it down,
Just sweep all
huh?
the
Sweep on
way.
the way down.
Sweep all the way down.
What are we doing on,
How many quarts of oil will it take
yeah,
to get it down
gallons,
there?
barrels.
on the lift,
On-
for these trees, tree trimming?
We've done nothing on it. We didn't budget any money for it.
Tim, I got a couple of them that gotta be done, but Tim called me, we're swamp guys, I don't even wanna talk about trees. We're just,
Everybody's in Lake City right now.
yeah.
Sure. And really, they didn't have a real big area, you know,
No, they
that was a
don't,
good
yeah.
thing.
40 blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, it did take 40 bucks?
40 blocks is what they
Oh,
coordinate off. Very well organized over there, guys, I'm telling you. We wrote some stuff down and gave it to Scott, and very well organized.
yeah,
Had 600 volunteers.
yeah,
I mean, they still got a lot to do, but
yeah.
a lot of communities over there.
And I want to commend you guys for going over and helping them. That was a good
Yeah,
thing.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very appreciative.
Yeah.
They didn't mention us in the Carroll paper, so I called them up.
Well, we made the Fort Dodge though.
I heard there was a picture.
I haven't seen it yet. Somebody told me that.
You know, it's not always the publicity. It's
No,
just
that's right.
doing it.
No.
Absolutely.
We
Right.
hope we never have them come over here.
That's right.
That's right, but that storm was kinda coming at us that night.
Yeah.
And then it happened to be tour, must have all went to church right time
Yeah, and that was it, I guess. Huh?
then. Yeah, must have been.
Just know that we're working on nuisances. Ted has given notice to everyone that we had talked about previously. A lot of those notices are dated tomorrow.
Except for the ones I found this weekend.
I've got,
Yeah, John had a couple
Yeah,
new
I found a
ones.
couple more, so.
I've got something I'd like to say about that. You know, we talk about wanting to clean up the town, and people ain't putting their stuff out because we're charging for it. I think, like, I've talked to a few guys about this, and they think, you know, the city, there's no reason we can't spend, I don't know what it would cost, probably $1,000 to work, you know, to have these guys load this stuff up. Let people put out whatever there is so we get rid of it out of town. You know, this is, to me, it's all going in my dumpster now. We've had dumped that dumpster every single day. It's heaping over. You know, and I don't know what the bill's gonna be on that, but I don't think it's fair that I should have to put the tab.
They put a padlock on it. They dump them down to the.
How you gonna put a
Speaker
padlock
Park
on
all
it
the
when
time.
9 people are dumping into it?
I don't, they dump it to Speaker Park on the city all the time.
Well, that might be, John, but I think we could avoid this by having it picked up by the guys when they're doing it. We're so fussy about what's with the wood and all this crap. It's gotta be burnt or something anyway, so, you know, we just will do it and do it right. You're the one that wants to get this crap out of town. You know, why do we wanna not do it?
Are you just talking about cleanup day, Terry, or what do you?
Yeah, cleanup day, basically,
All right.
yeah.
I would think everybody would wanna clean up the town. There's rules that the DNR won't let us dump here. We can't go to the landfill. We gotta follow some
I know
rules.
that, but like somebody said, when they have cleanup day, they have a place to go with their stuff, at least to the Carroll landfill. We don't have that. So,
So you're saying, instead of charging, it should be free?
it should, well, it always was free until just, what, a couple years ago.
About three, 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think we ought to let it put outlet.
I tell you, a lot of towns are, you haul it to their city shed.
That's what I was gonna
And
say.
that would be fine too.
That would save some,
Oh.
if they had central location.
Yeah, but I still think it needs to be sorted, guys, cause I'll tell you what, you need to go out there and pick that crap up sometime, that is a bitch.
So you used to didn't have to sort it,
Yeah.
you just, guys just took it out here and dumped it.
Yeah, yeah. but you can't
Trouble is,
do
I
that
think a lot of times
anymore.
we don't have enough fires out here.
Hey, we can't dump a lot of that
I
stuff
know,
out there.
I know, but,
We got in trouble for that one.
you know, take it out to somebody's farm and dump it in a hole, dig backhoe out and dump it, you know. That's what we always did.
Can't do a lot of
I
that
know
stuff
you
anymore.
can't do that.
Oh, boy. I'm trying to get a well buried right now. What, you can't imagine the hoops you gotta jump for that.
No, I know.
Well, we could address that the next.
I'm just saying,
cleanup day.
we gotta have a different program with this. This is ridiculous, you know?
Should be up in Sac, they charge $30.
Yeah,
We might have a better response if you were gonna have it free to do like, do like a central location and have them bring the crap, to it.
Yeah.
And have separate piles for, they can actually
Exactly.
sort, here's a metal pile, here's a wood pile, here's a junk pile,
We could even
Big
put
thing would
the,
be appliances, you're gonna end up with a lot of
Yeah,
appliances
you're
you're
gonna
gonna pay
get
to get rid
classes,
of.
you really are, but, if you're gonna do it free, I mean, at least it would cut down the cost of our city employees going out and picking it up,
right.
And then all the people that drive around to pick stuff up,
Yeah,
they could just go to one
Good
central
spot, there you
location.
go.
Good thing.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
but the $10 was always meant for, it's a user fee.
I know what it is.
So the
but-
guy who doesn't do anything, doesn't throw nothing out, he has to help with his tax dollars to keep that guy cleaned up, And the same guys dump every year. We have the same people. It never changes.
That might be, but it's,
Did you have about the
got
same
to be
amount of
less.
permits? Did you have about the same amount?
We had 85, let's say 85
Is that
people
about what
signed
you
up.
normally get?
I couldn't hardly tell you, maybe down a little bit.
I thought before it was around 100, 110, I thought.
I didn't see as much stuff out there.
No,
I
I
didn't
didn't
seem to either, but
But, the other side of that though, Terry, is that we implemented these,
more and
This,
more people are doing it every
uh,
year, or less people do it
this
every
pay,
year, 'cause they're not having junk.
the permit and pay, because it really got out of hand on the other side, that people were throwing away so much stuff.
But then I heard also that people was going along dumping on somebody else's pile, so what the hell?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that
Yeah,
happens
mine.
too.
You know,
That happened.
People from Lakeview was taking theirs to Wall Lake, and Wall Lake was coming over.
Well, I just think, I don't know what changes need to be made, but I think we do need to make some changes on that program. Because
Well, next spring we'll have to
Talk
address
about
it
it.
before we start it, so we
Well,
can do that.
that's what we need to do, I think, because this all in the dumpsters, the people that are in the apartment can't even use the dumpster. I mean, and you say put a padlock, well, that's almost impossible to put a padlock down. I just,
Talked with Ted about that, and he didn't
I did,
really.
yeah.
I
know.
talked to them too. He didn't really have any good ideas either.
I
We
know.
can try to watch it, but you gotta catch somebody dumping.
Well,
Put
they
camera
do, I
on.
know they're doing it up at school too there, and, I'm sure every dump, I know Stocks gets hit hard too, and Sparky's, but they said Chad put a camera on there. We put a sign up that this is a private dumpster, but that is.
Sure.
That's kinda like the geese, they don't listen.
I heard you find a sign in the dumpster.
Probably did.
Anything else?
It's gone, so I bet it was in there.
Just that, we have a date for the John Meister case. It's August 20th.
So who goes to that, you?
Aaron, you know,
Oh, Aaron.
and whom, you know, Aaron coordinates everything and whoever needs to be there.
Scott for sure.
Man, he ain't doing anything.
Just irritate
Pick
them.
on Mayor night?
Yeah.
Well, get things straightened out.
Okay, you're done, Scott?
I'm done.
Okay, we need a motion to go into closed session.
Well, I got one more thing
Oh.
for Lon. That, down here by the Sauk Trail, that alley, someone stopped me and asked me if they could get gravel put in there. There's a lot of.
You gotta tell me where, what, down at Red's? by
Right down
Redworks?
here. Right down where I mow, that lot.
Yeah.
Where the Sauk Trail starts,
Yeah.
that alley that goes,
South of the bike
Oh,
arch.
Yeah.
Darrell Ottman and them.
Yeah, the new alley they
Yeah.
put in.
yeah. It's, and he said, drive down there. Well, I drove down a little ways, but with the mower went after I got done
Yeah.
mowing.
And another alley that's really bad is like, Darwin and Carroll.
Yeah.
That's really bad. That alley is.
Josh,
I
you just
rode
wanna
through
cement
The other
that?
day.
Huh?
You just wanna cement that?
No,
That,
just
we
gravel.
gotta get the phone company back into town
Yeah.
and fix that end.
Can you
Oh.
stay together?
And,
Can you stay together?
you know, they're the same ones that broke your sidewalk. So,
Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that, I've gotta mention that too.
Yep.
Sometime when they're doing them, they gotta get that one fixed too.
Yep.
I got two
Is that
sections.
your stomach?
Carroll County. We need a motion to go into closed session.
You need that harvester in this week yet? Or you want that over
yeah,
to Lakewood?
yeah.
Can we just pull
Yeah.
it over there on the trailer?
Either,
We got it running. We started it up today, so I think that
Either-
part, I won't have the elevator
No.
out there, but you don't need that, do you?
no, either put the harvester in the lake and Bill would drive it over there,
Well, that's what I was thinking,
or
be easier.
have it displayed out there. But Bill was open either way.
Okay.
But it would be easier to put it in the lake.
Oh, that's a lot
You know,
easier.
There too, how come DNR built that shit? Why didn't they make a hole big enough to put that harvester in? Why do you want that machine sitting outside like that?
They,
I mean,
that one for
actually,
their
they
new
bought
patrol
it.
boat, yeah. But-
You know, would've been nice if they, you know, they could've
For as
just
much
well
as
spent
that costs.
100,000. No shit, that shit costs nothing.
Too smart.
I'll get her in.
Okay,
Get it.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
second?
I'll go. But anyway, yeah, you know, I spent all that money.
Okay,
Roll call.
well, Waltman,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.